Hello tribe, welcome back to the channel. Let's check in, let's see what's happening next week and a half, and as usual piles are right in front of you. Today we have objects on top of each of them. Pile number 1 starts with a stone on your left. Pile number 3 is a pendulum on your right. So if you need some more time, stop the video right here. I'll catch you in timestamps. Hello tribe, pile number 1. Let's see what we have for you for next week and a half. We have the Seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. So I want to tap in and see here for pile 1, what are we making conscious? And I want to use the magic of your oracle deck. What is being made conscious for you? We have the effervescence, cultivate love. I feel like you're really gonna be tapping into relationships, but this feels like a relationship with the self more than anything else. Could be with other people too. This card comes up to number 5. What is changing is the way that you view love, the way you love yourself, and the way you love the other. So let's pull tarot. I'm gonna adjust the camera slightly. Pardon the noise. Let's pull tarot. Let's see how this plays into you the next week and a half. And we're gonna be using the Super Lunaris deck. Group number 1. What's up next week and a half? You have the Sun. You have the 7 of Pentacles. Straight away when I looked at these cards, I heard I'm being much more patient with my happiness. Meaning, if some of you are pushing yourself a little bit too much, I'm supposed to be this way, or the happy life looks that way, or only if I had this, I would be happy. It feels like you are changing perspective slightly. And you understand that it's all about feeling grounded. The happiness for you next week and a half is feeling grounded and in a moment. And wherever you go, whatever you do, you bring it with you. So everything that you're doing feels much more joyful to you. You have much more love to give to the little things. Little things is what matter to you the next week and a half. You may be also tapping into your inner child, or you may be having a lot of fun if you have your own children. It feels like there is strong bonding time happening. Would it be your own? Or would it be your inner child? So you might want to go out there and play a little bit more. Do something that makes you feel love, makes you feel a little bit more joyful. And I keep hearing the happiness is in little things next week and a half. I'm also seeing here someone hasn't forgiven the person from the past for what has happened, what they have done, or how the situation ended up being. And forgiveness is going to be a big deal for pile 1 next week and a half. Especially if you felt like you were raging, especially if you felt like there was lack of conclusion, or if you felt like you needed this person to tell you something in order for you to be happy, in order for you to get that closure. You're providing that to yourself next week and a half. You're like, okay, I am the creator of my own peace and happiness, which for me, peace is happiness, truly, and you are taking it one step at a time. There's also something that you've planted, something that you are working on. You have an intention and you're actively seeking for your goal that is going to be shown to you as the right thing, a right approach, a right goal that you have, especially for those who are not sure. I've started something, I don't know how that's gonna go. Next week you will be shown that what seed you've planted, it is growing and it is going to bring fruit. Yeah, the next week we're gonna have a seed. So I talked about forgiveness. We have the 3 of Swords here. It feels like someone has robbed themselves off of happiness due to some sort of situation here. Let's see what that is connected to. Maybe you were betrayed. Maybe someone did something behind your back. Or maybe, this is for a couple of you, you are feeling that there is an energy that is not part of you in your surroundings that you are clearing next week and a half. There was something that you didn't see. See, she's got a blindfold on, and in the hex card we also have this mask on this person's head. So there is something that we didn't see before that was causing us heartache. Would it be lack of forgiveness? We're making it conscious, right? I didn't forgive either myself or the other. That's why I was struggling for so long, or I was still feeling so low or depressed or anxious. I'm making it conscious now. I understand it now, why I was carrying this heartache with me. In other situations, I'm seeing someone being told something that they don't really like, if you haven't experienced this just yet, and it's going to take a minute for someone to come to terms with it. These two cards come up to number 3 here. Maybe this is connected to couple of people, or there is someone else involved in this situation, but we are seeing what is not really beneficial to us here. Whatever that would be, a relationship, a job, a coping mechanism here that we are making conscious, and there's going to be an aha moment of clarity with the Sun card where we're able to pinpoint that, pile number 1, and we're able to move forward with number 5, moving forward. Okay, what happens next? I'm gonna put this right here. I'm gonna see it better. Well, it has a glare on it, so you won't probably see it as much as I would want you to. Okay, we have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands, and we have the 7 of Wands. You're going to feel that you're gonna hear news from someone next week and a half. I'm really picking up that this might be coming from the feminine in your life. It doesn't have to, but for a lot of you, I'm feeling that. Unexpected news that will be beneficial to you, because once you have that information, you're going to be making decisions accordingly. You're going to take care of yourself much more, or be a little bit more discerning when it comes to what is for you and what is not for you. You may hear news that someone has to leave. You may hear news about someone's lack of finances, or this might be your own. And that information, even though it's not fun and rainbows here, it's beneficial for you to understand what needs to be done moving forward. You are becoming a little bit more protective of yourself and of your energy here. And I think there's gonna be a person who will advise you quite well. If you will need advice, professional advice, it's going to be out there. Seek for it. Okay? I'm also seeing someone refusing a gift. I don't want this, do not give this to me. I don't know why, or a contract. Someone is proposing a contract to you, and you're like, I don't want to sign this. It does not feel right to me. You're very self-conscious, and you're very protective of your own energy and how you spend your time. You're very discerning. Do I want to spend time doing this thing? How much time am I spending on things that I like and on things that I don't like? And a lot of us, most of us, have to do things that we don't like anyways, because we gotta pay our bills and we gotta do this, we have it clean and all of that jazz. This is completely normal, mundane stuff. But there is something that you were doing before or entertaining before that you're choosing not to anymore, and you have a choice not to do so. So that wouldn't be one of those things that I mentioned. Let's see what this is. feel like this is connected to a person here. You might want to say no to someone's time. I don't want to spend time with you. Or I do not want to juggle a couple of things. I'm going to focus on one thing that matters to me today. I will prioritize better. And by prioritizing better, it seems like you are honoring your heart. Pile number 1. Where does your focus lie? Let me find the Steampunk Kipper deck. Where does your focus lie next week and a half? For your highest good. Where does your focus lie for your highest good? Group 1. Gloom and doubt. We saw that with 3 of Swords here. The 5 of Pentacles. And the young one, that feels like you here. Maybe for some of you are dealing with a young woman, young female over here. What you're looking at, you're really tapping into your feelings next week. We're gonna have, and you're asking yourself, what makes me feel doubtful of myself, of my own abilities? And why is that? And that's when you're making the subconscious conscious. You're pulling something from your subconscious library and you're making it conscious. You go, aha, now I get what I need to do. Now I know what I need to refuse and what I am going to carry with me. There's also an unexpected reward for some of you. There is something to do with your work that is coming through as an achievement. It can be big, it can be small, doesn't matter, but you're taking off a task or a project is being completed that you're really happy about. But at the same time, I keep hearing, do not sell yourself cheap. And some of you, you're going to get offers that will make you feel that you actually deserve more and what is being offered is not enough. Do not feel pressured to say yes just to anything. Investigate the opportunities, but make sure that you don't sell yourself short. So that's what I have for pile number 1. If you need more content, find me on Patreon, and I hope you have a beautiful week. Bye for now. Hello group 2, let's see what we have for next week and a half. You have the Void and it came out reversed and I felt it reversed. For a lot of you now, either you were in this situation or you will be. So all of you are slightly on different time frames here. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. A lot of you are in a situation where you kind of having a moment for yourself. It's not fun to be in a void energy. I think a lot of people are overcoming, it feels like lack of, what's the word I'm looking for? There is a very particular word. Okay. A lot of you might have felt numb lately, or that everything is just stagnant and you don't see much hope. And since the void was reversed, for a lot of you, you might be finding yourself coming back to the surface again. It's like there was that period of time when you are kind of hibernating, and maybe you are faced with your own shadows, or you were faced with your own emotions, and you just took the time, or you had to take the time to feel it through. And next week and a half, some of you are still in that energy where you're just hibernating and you're just kind of reflecting. Winter is a slow kind of vibe here. I'm slowly evaluating everything. Maybe not much is happening, but it's happening like that for a reason. For others of you, it might be a really good time to reflect and to ask yourself, what do I want? What does make me happy? Why am I feeling this way? This feels like a spiritual numbness though. It feels like you want to feed your soul. Next week we're gonna have by doing things that you enjoy doing. Do not rush to go through this void. Void cannot be sped up. We're supposed to stay in that void for a minute until we realize what we came to realize. This feels like a spiritual experience for part number 2. Let's get more cards, let's see. And I'm going to be using the Super Lunaris deck. Actually, I want to see why some of you were going through this void. What needs to be highlighted? That card. Sorry, my neighbor is being loud. Oblivion, open your arms. Maybe you felt like you were closed off from the world, or you wanted to shut yourself off. And therefore you shut yourself off from everything. Would it be the sadness? Would it be the happiness? Everything. That's why some of you have felt numb. But now you're tapping into your heart slowly, slowly. You're tapping into your heart, merge with the flow, yes, serendipity. And you're starting to, it's like a cocoon that I'm seeing. You're starting to appreciate this phase that you are in, or you were in, and you see the strength of a time like this. That something can be created out of this. Let's see, what are we creating out of this situation? What are we creating out of this situation? Some of you have shut yourself off from love, or you stopped feeling love for the self even. Yeah, the King of Swords is here. You tapped into your intellect rather than your heart. Okay. You are inviting a new commitment into your life. And you're taking it slow though. Now this could be a contract when we're talking about work. This could be a contract in relationships, right? Once we begin a relationship with someone, romantic or platonic, there is a bond that happens already, spiritual, energetic bond. And it feels like that's what you are looking at next week, week and a half. I like it because you are tapping into your fire again, especially if you didn't feel that you were creative, or you didn't feel that you were sexual or sensual. You kind of lost the connection with your own body, your own senses for a minute. We are coming back to livelihood. I'm hearing we're becoming alive again. And you're standing right there on that hill with the Three of Wands. And it seems like you're waiting for that ship to come in. You feel deep down that something is coming your way, you're not sure what. Once this opportunity will be presented to you, you're going to have to make a decision. Do you want to hop on that ship, or do you want to wait for another one? Or are you the one who's going to be building a ship or a little boat for yourself, and you want to take control of the outcome yourself? It's not that you have to wait for the ships to come in and you depend on their schedule. I'm seeing different routes that could be taken here in order for you to get to where you want to be. So don't only think in black and white next week, week and a half, because your power lies in the creation, in the Queen of Wands right here. She's the one who goes out there and makes shit happen, okay? Either way, I'm seeing you might hear about a commitment. If this is not you taking on a new commitment, this is someone else whom you may hear about, who wants to celebrate a contract or commitment in their own lives. If you are waiting for any documents to be signed or any formalities that you're dealing with, the outcome will be positive. You also incorporate a meditation to your routine, or you're being asked to subconsciously. You might even see it in your dreams. I need to make my routine a little bit richer for my soul, better for my energy body. So you might want to change the way your morning is or your evening is. Say, instead of watching TV or Netflix, 1 hour before going to bed, you just pick up a book and you light a candle and you just have a cozy time for yourself where there are no distractions, the lights are dim, right? There's only a candle. You're telling your body that you're going to sleep by dimming the lights. You're preparing your body for that. You're reading a book and you're just very focused on the moment. And next morning you wake up 3 times more energized than usual. Or when you're starting your morning slightly differently, you're starting it slowly. You're not running around. Say you wake up a little bit earlier for you to have that peaceful start to the day. Or you might slightly change, for example, what you eat in the morning. When do you drink your coffee? Do you start your morning with a coffee straight away? What is that telling you to your body? Now do a bit of research here when it comes to coffee as the first drink. I forgot who I was listening to and who said that. That's why I'm saying do more research about that. But coffee does nothing in the beginning hours, in the first couple of hours in the morning to your body. Coffee is best to have in the afternoon if you want to have a bit of a kick. I feel like some of you are even changing your diet in your mornings. What you are digesting, what you put in your digestion system, what you put in your stomach. And you want to strengthen your body a little bit more. And some of you are doing that for a reason. And maybe you're just overall very focused on your health next week we're gonna have. And you feel like your body was telling you to do so. Others of you, it's like you're preparing for something. You are preparing for a period of time, maybe intuitively, that will require more energy, or you will be a little bit more busy. Or maybe, for example, you want to have a child, so you have to focus on your health, strengthen your body, incorporate maybe meditation into your everyday routine. You then strengthening your energy body, right? And it seems like someone is very focused overall on their health. And at the same time, you're much more tapped into your intuition. You're much clearer headed. Your connection to the source, to the above, is uninterrupted. It's very clear. You hear what you're being told by your own higher self, or if you tap into a specific entity. You're thinking and you're planning trips. You're thinking about and you're planning trips next week we're gonna have. Yeah, some of you want to move somewhere fast and you're like, I want it now. I might not know exactly where I'm going just yet, but I feel like I need a massive change in my life. And for a lot of you, yes, it feels like you want to make a decision that will allow you to feel free. There was something to do with, I split the deck, look at this. Look at the Chariot card in this deck. You want to feel free. Where do I feel freedom? And for some of you, this is going to be an environment that's got mountains. For others of you, it's the woods, the forest, and you may be planning a trip for yourself. And I'm seeing a couple of people involved here. That is going to be very enjoyable. Just, I want to say, do not micromanage that trip. Be a little bit flexible. Allow surprises. So be ready. Get your basic stuff done. Have your basic plan, but allow yourself to be flexible during that trip. You're going to see where it takes you. Okay? I hope this made sense, pile number 2. If you need more content, find me on Patreon. And until the next time, have a beautiful week. Hello, pile 3. Let's see what is up with you next week and a half. You have the star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom. Look a little deeper. A lot of people might be drawn to communicating with their ancestors. I'm seeing someone setting up a little altar and remembering someone who has already left their life. For others of you, you might be working with gods or goddesses. You're going to be very naturally drawn to that. Overall, it feels like a very spiritual week. It feels like you're getting a clear signal from the spirit world. Would it be someone that is deceased already? Would it be you asking for a sign or asking for guidance from either in nature? Because some of you, I'm seeing you tapping into a specific thing in nature. For some of you, it's a tree. And others of you are connecting with gods or goddesses. If you will be drawn to go into a place that's got a lot of heritage to it, your soul is calling you there for a reason, pile number 3. Some of you are very connected to Egypt, but that's something that you already know. Okay, let's see. Pile 3. Next week and a half. What is happening? You have the Lovers. You have a 10 of Cups. You have Death. You have the Devil. You have the 7 of Cups. You have the 2 of Swords. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. We have the 4 of Pentacles. Next week, you're looking at what makes you feel literally suffocated. There might be a situation that has happened already. It's like a past situation that still has an effect on you, that still somehow keeps you bound. And it could be very well connected to a relationship, a past relationship. You want to set yourself free from any chains. You want to set yourself free. You do not want to be there anymore, because there was something that was clouding your judgment in the past. Maybe your feelings. For some of you, your feelings were clouding your judgment about that person, and you couldn't see that before, but next week and a half, you're going to be seeing it very clearly. Some of you maybe tend to daydream quite a lot, or tend to create an illusion about the person that you meet first that is not necessarily true for who they truly are. And it feels like there is something shifting there. I want to look at the reality of things instead of being in this fairy tale world of illusion. I want to see what this person brings into my life. I want to see what kind of values and morals we both have, and what is the reality of things. Someone tends to daydream quite a lot, and then it doesn't help them in the long run. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when it's not happening the way that they want to, it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship, just putting it out there. For example, if you thought that your colleague or your boss was amazing at first, you might start noticing how they actually are versus what you imagined, right? And It's like the veil is being lifted off of your eyes. And for some of you, you've asked for a deeper relationship or friendship with someone, or in general, you wanted your relationship to to grow, to become stronger. And in order to do so, the spirit has heard you, but it might not happen the way that you expect it to. It might happen in a way where one particular relationship is being removed from your life so that you can allow deeper relationships to take place. Make sense? Let's see. Yeah, again, the illusions. You might be already getting dreams about the situation. Maybe you don't understand what it means, but you will understand it next week and a half. Your subconscious is talking to you next week about a situation that feels heavy on your shoulders or feels very uncertain. And especially if you feel like there is something more to this that I don't see, you will be shown that in a dream. Pay attention to how you feel in a dream. How you feel about specific thing happening. It's all about the feelings. Your focus is slightly shifting. Your focus is shifting from one particular relationship or overall relationships towards relationship with yourself. And it feels like you're going to want to spend a bit more time with yourself. You're going to want to spend more time doing things that you love with the Queen of Wands. Maybe some of you will travel. Some of you are going to focus on DIYs, I'm seeing, or hobby that you love. Others of you are tapping into spirituality and connection to your higher self. Yeah, again, I'm seeing this massive bird. You're setting yourself free from the past person. It feels like someone is cutting cords, or someone is making peace with maybe a relationship that has lasted a very long time, and you still feel like there's something there that is left, like past energy, left energy, and you're going to be paying attention to that. You want to start with a clean, clear slate. Or you want to restart something. You want to restart. We have the Eight of Pentacles and we have the Three of Swords. Clarify the Three of Swords. Yeah, man. Pile number 3, it seems like you're gonna realize what you keep inviting into your life, and you won't want to invite it anymore because it kept hurting you over and over again. This could be a habit that you are recognizing, a habit that you have that keeps you somehow restricted, in chains, and you don't want to continue that anymore. A lot of you are looking at the past hurt and you're working through this. And this could be generational trauma for some of you. And if that's the case, your ancestors are asking you to ask them for support during that ritual or during that session that you are doing. If you're working on generational trauma, if you're working on generational, maybe curse, whatever that would be, but they're there with you next week and a half, and it feels like they're patting you on the back. You're not alone, and thank you for doing this work. So when it comes to generational trauma, there is something that you might have noticed that keeps repeating. For example, your relationship with your parents is the same, like for example, or very similar, like your mom's or your dad's relationship with their parents, and it keeps going back. Or financial issues. It's very similar to what your parents experienced and what their parents experienced. Or romantic relationships. What kind of relationships I'm attracting, what kind of relationships my parents had, right? You're looking at deep shit, pile number 3, next week and a half, and you really want to find answers, and you will. You will. Okay, one card wants to pop out. Oh, and then it's a time of celebration. So it seems like this is week about diving deep and having fun. So having breaks between this really intense work that you're doing is very important. Okay? Make sure that you do have fun and you take it easy. Yeah, you take it easy with this healing. You don't rush it. This cannot be rushed. Some of you, what is being highlighted, make sure the people that you spend time with, they equally investing in your relationship, continuously equal invest. Sometimes we just don't have it in us, so the other person picks us up, and then it goes, the opposite ways. Then we pick them up and they pick us up, and that's a balanced relationship. We cannot always be on peak, but in this situation, I'm seeing that someone was used, and your cards are asking you to switch the script, okay? To change it, rewrite the script. If you were, say, for example, slacking, if you were not given enough of effort in the relationship, in the workplace, in your job, or in your hobby, you are kind of just like, oh, whatever. Then you have to pick up the speed, or you have to step up your game. If this is someone else, they have to do so. What's important here, what I'm looking at, it really bothers the other person, and it really drains them. And it's time when we need to acknowledge that. Time when we need to speak up. What do we need from one another? This could be very well a friendship, okay? Say someone, for example, keeps what's the situation I wanna give you so it's not too hardcore? See, someone comes to a party and they never bring anything. Oh my god, look at the freaking camera. switching the angles, amazing on its own. Sorry, I didn't see it, I was tapped out. I was just looking at the cards. But this is a sign for some of you to look the other way, or to slightly change a perspective on something, okay? I don't know for how long that camera was literally looking at the window, but maybe some of you are very focused on just one thing, and you're like, I'm gonna make it work regardless of what happens. And life keeps showing you that you keep failing making it work, and maybe it's not supposed to be focused on as much. Maybe your focus could be on something else that is much more beneficial to you right now. Let's see. For your highest good, where could your focus lie next week and a half? For your highest good, where could your focus lie next week and a half? For your highest good, where should your focus lie? Okay. Your cards are telling you to focus on the formalities. It would be good to focus on formalities, documents, anything like that, especially if you have signed contracts together with someone. It could be a marriage contract. It could be a contract you signed for the home. It could be an application that you are telling yourself, I'm gonna fill it in, but you keep postponing it. It would be best to get out of your way to complete anything that's to do with formalities, officials, government, visas, university documents, all of that stuff. And also to focus on love, especially what you love doing. Some of you really love to travel and your attention is being drawn to planning a trip. This could be with someone, and I'm seeing if you're going to plan a trip with someone, this could be a person that's somehow connected to your work. It doesn't have to be. You're gonna have a really, really good time. Some of you need a break, and next week and a half would be a good time to plan a break for yourself. So that's what I have for part 3. I hope this made sense, and if you need more content, find me on Patreon. Have a beautiful week. Bye for now.